Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Augusta, Illinois and Southeastern High School as we're here for more Southeastern Suns volleyball. I'm Dwayne Hulett. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you're having a wonderful evening as we get ready to go with the night's festivities. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with the starting lineups right after this.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
And welcome back as we get ready for the starting lineups here tonight, I think. A little beeping in the background. Maybe. 25-19, 25-12 was the win for the Suns in the JV contest. If you were watching that, the first game was silent. We apologize for that. And the starting lineup's getting ready to be announced, as I said here. Lexi Window, one of the starters. Ava Steffen, a sophomore, should be an outside hitter. Maddie O'Dear. Ella Archer, she's a setter and an outside hitter. Megan Kersey. Number 4, Aaliyah Williams. And Josie Fessler, number 20, the libero, as we get ready for the starting lineup for the Suns. They will do their hype video, so we'll take a quick break again, and we'll be back right after this on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Well, I've always had an interest in the medical field, and then growing up, I actually went through physical therapy myself for an injury, and that got me back to playing my sports and the activities that I loved. So seeing that firsthand, I got to see how much physical therapy could really benefit others.
My experience with McDonough District Hospital was amazing. I have a lot of allergies, complicated by nasal problems. And the procedure I had is Vive Air. Dr. Sparks was incredible.
The Vive Air procedure is a radiofrequency ablation procedure. She no longer has to do any medications to breathe, so she gets much more restful night's sleep. And a short little office procedure, and have somebody that feels like it's totally changed their life means the world.
It's a permanent improvement on the quality of your life.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
Since 1958, McDonough District Hospital has proudly served the residents of West Central Illinois. We've built new facilities, hired highly trained, experienced, and caring medical staff members, and expanded our service offerings.
Kara Stevens, one of the starters. Tegan Rigg, another sophomore, number 14. Number 8, Morgan Wilcox is a sophomore. Kinsey Griswold is a junior. Savannah Ramsey is a senior. Number 19, Amanda Stevens is a senior. And the libero wears number 0, Gracie Arthur. So hop into live chat. Let us know if you're watching, where you're watching from, and who you're cheering for. That goes for Payson and for Southeastern. As we get ready to go here, it will be the Indians and the Suns, and I do believe I heard that the Suns get the first serve. Savannah Ramsey leads them onto the floor as Gracie Arthur follows them out there. She'll step off. Fessler leads the Indians onto the floor. And we're just about ready to go here from Southeastern High School in Augusta, Illinois. Chad Derry, thanks for watching. We're ready to go. Morgan Wilcox will take a seat. Gracie Arthur does come in as the libero. Little high 10 to Kinsey Griswold, who Kinsey barely had to jump, and Gracie, poor girl, was jumping as high as she could. Kara Stevens will start things off with the serve for the Suns as we get ready to go underway here with set number 1 of the varsity match. And the overpass falls for Ella Archer, and it is 1-0 Indians early here in set number 1. Lexi Window back to serve, and hold on just a second. Sorry, I had to go get the ball. It's an ace for Window as it dropped right in. More trouble. That was out, but Archer went to get it anyway. She's going to be on the attack now. Griswold's there. Tegan Rigg to Stevens. Fessler's back there. O'Dear on the attack. Kara Stevens back to Savannah Ramsey. Tipped across. Oh, what a dig coming in there was number 24. That's Megan Kersey. Outside to Tegan Rigg now. Is going to tip it across. Steffen was down to get it. Tipped across by Archer. Back out to Rigg again. She's going to hit it down the line this time. Windows there. They're out of system. Fessler a bump set. Steffen's going to hit it. Kinsey Griswold is there. A quick coming to Amanda Stevens. Nope, she's going to just push it across. It was a little too close to the setter. Steffen on the attack. Griswold's there again. Kara Stevens back row to Griswold. Kersey was there. Fessler come to get it. Free ball from Steffen. Stevens out to Tegan Rigg. Down the line it goes. A little push kill for Tegan Rigg. And the side out for the Suns. Back to serve will be Savannah Ramsey, the senior for Southeastern. And Amanda Stevens a little shaken up after that run. Coach Kerr's there talking to her. They're going to ask for a sub. Ella Tippy's going to come in for Stevens. Sit down maybe and get a drink here. Savannah Ramsey back to serve. O'Dear on the attack. And a kill. Maddie O'Dear gets the kill. Her first side out. It's 3-1. 3-1. Payson, Indians. Steffen was the serve. And Morgan Wilcox is going to get the kill on the serve receive. That'll be her first kill. Back to serve will be Tegan Rigg. 3-2. And there's a hit out of bounds. Tied at 3. Rigg gets her first service point. Fessler. Window to Kersey. Blocked, but down and hard on a big-time attack by Kinsey Griswold. Her first kill is a block went on the wrong side of the net if you're an Indians fan. Griswold gets her first kill, as I said. Second point for Rigg, and the Suns have the lead for the first time, 4-3. Window out to O'Dear. Blocked, pushed across. Nope. Stevens was there. Tippy pushes it across. Window out to Kersey. Kinsey Griswold with the big hit. Her second kill, third point for Rigg. Cross court, out of bounds. A hitting error. Six, 3. Middle to Archer. Ramsey's there, bump set. Tippy's going to send a free ball across. And somebody was in the net. It is Wilcox, I believe, in the net. Side out. It's 6-4. Going back to serve will be Maddie O'Dear. Aaliyah Williams going to check in the front row to play middle in the Indians lineup. Ella Archer on the right side right now. Ramsey on the serve receive from O'Dear. Kinsey Griswold is going to send it deep right side and out. Tried to get it across court. Couldn't quite get it to land in. O'Dear's going to get the service point on the hitting error. It's 6-5. Skin hop in that live chat. Tell us where you're watching from and who you're cheering for. We'll be right back. And an overpass and a kill for Morgan Wilcox. Point for Ella Tippy. Sorry, I was just getting back, folks. Had to go retrieve a ball. That's a second kill for Wilcox. First point for Tippy. Archer, overpass again. Griswold got behind that one and hit it out of bounds on the overpass. It's 8-6. Ella Archer back to serve now. She'll probably be the setter in the front row, I would imagine. Ramsey, Kara Stevens. Griswold tips it across and down. Kinsey Griswold gets another kill. That'll be her third. Side out. Morgan Wilcox coming back to serve. Hard low serve, tipped across. Be a free ball from Kara Stevens. Middle to Aaliyah Williams, out of bounds. Hitting error. Point for Wilcox and the Suns. Now, normally, Jalen Van Beck will come in to serve for Wilcox. Taking a rig on the dig, but since Stevens is out, Van Beck will probably, there's a hitting error by Williams. It's 11-6. Wilcox is going to get another point. Her second. Timeout on the floor. Finishing my thought, I'm wondering if Van Beck won't come into set when Stevens of the Kara variety gets to the front row. So that might be what we're looking at here, and that might be why she isn't serving for Wilcox, as Coach Kerr takes this timeout from Payson to try to reset things for his squad after Amanda Stevens went out after the first point. This game being brought to you by Ron Ilby Auto Sales with locations in Macomb and Augusta. With 80 years of car sales experience, Ron Ilby Auto Sales is your hometown go-to for your next car. In Macomb on East Jackson Street, stop in and talk to Justin, Jared, or Chris, or visit www.lbsellscars.com to check out their inventory. And Adams Experts, looking for top-notch local computer sales and repair services. Call Adams Experts in Quincy at 217-214-3423 for fast, friendly, and affordable assistance. Fessler's going to send a free ball across. Tippy's there, middle to Kara Stevens. And Stevens is going to get the kill. So I was wrong on that. Stevens is in the front row. Wilcox gets the point. Stevens gets the kill, her first. Window sets out to Kersey. Ramsey's actually setting right now. And 3 hits. It's 13-6. Wilcox has 5 service points now. Steffen saved that one. They get a free ball across. Tippy's there. Middle to Stevens. Hard off Steffen. And they can't get to it. 14-6. Wilcox has her 5th point. I added an extra one a minute ago. Window tries to tip that one across. Can't do it. So a hitting error. Sub coming in. Holgenberg's going to come in, replacing Lexi Window. First time we've seen that this year in all the games that we've covered. Wilcox has her 6th straight point. And an ace on that one, make it 7. And an ace. It's 16-6. Hop in the live chat. Tell us where you're watching from, who you're cheering for. And a service error gives it back to the Indians. Gracie Arthur is going to come in for Wilcox. Trying to see where everybody goes here. Tegan Rigg, Kara Stevens. Griswold with the kill. Griswold gets her 4th kill. And Kenzie Griswold comes back to serve. Now Tippy's going to leave. Checking in for the Suns, going to be number 16, Adriana Starks. Williams dug by Griswold. Savannah Ramsey. Stevens on the attack. It's dug back there by Archer. Free ball. Starks is there. Ramsey out to Tegan Rigg. Off the block. Dug up by Archer. Window. And Williams hits it into the nets. A point for Kenzie Griswold. Her first service point on her 2nd serve. It's 18-7. Rolls up the arms there, but it's going to be a free ball across. Rigg to Ramsey to Stevens. Fessler's there. Steffen's going to push it across. Ramsey wins the joust. And another point. And Ramsey will get the kill there as they fought for it at the net. Archer hit the ceiling. Window came to get it. Steffen on the attack. Griswold. Nice pass to Ramsey, who tips it across. Griswold. Bump set. Rigg. Fessler's there. Window. Middle to Williams. Tipped across. Rigg gets it across as there's players on the floor still. The Suns have it still going, and Arthur can't save that one, but what a job just to get that one across. He's a pinballed off a few players, and Rigg got her left hand out there and got it out and over. Fessler back to serve now. Ramsey, middle to Stevens, tipped across with the left hand. It's going to be pushed across. Arthur, Ramsey, tipped down for a kill by Kara Stevens. 20-8. Kara Stevens gets her 2nd kill. She'll go back, so she'll be setting now. And now they're going to put Ella Tippy back in for Starks. Tippy will be playing the front row. She's going to be at left front currently. She'll come over to right, though, I think. Rigg will go left. Nope, she's going to go middle, Tippy is. Rigg is there. Amanda Stevens back to Ramsey. Ramsey's going to send it just a little bit long, out of bounds, side out. 20-9 now. And Lexi Window back to serve. Let's serve. Gracie Arthur did a great job to get there. It's going to be a free ball as Rigg sends it across. Lexi Window back to Archer. Dug by Griswold. Stevens. Tippy hit that one across. The Stevens and Ramsey got a little miscommunication. There's an overpass. Dug up. Nope. Archer's going to get the kill on the overpass. It's 20-10. Window gets the service point. Archer gets her first kill. That's only the second kill of the match for the Indians. Net serve. Service air side out. And Savannah Ramsey coming back to serve now. Window, middle to O'Dear. Dug by Stevens. Ramsey a bump set. Tegan Rigg. No, it's going to be a back row attack from Griswold, and she hits it deep and out. 21-11. Back to serve will be Steffen, Ava Steffen. Griswold. Back to Rigg on the right side. Fessler's there. Window. Man, that was not pretty. Neither was the hit, but Wilcox is going to get the kill nonetheless. Morgan Wilcox has perhaps her best varsity contest to date with 3 kills here. Her team's up 22-11. Tegan Rigg serves it up. Well, that was not a pretty set. That's out of bounds on the free ball. 23-11. Tegan Rigg has her 5th service point. Low hard serve, and it's an ace for Tegan Rigg, and it's set point for the Suns. 24-11. Hard off, and an ace again to end it. Rigg finishes with 7 points, including 2 aces. Morgan Wilcox and Tegan Rigg, a pair of sophomores, serve up 14 of the team's 25 points. And it is Suns 25-11 and set number 1. We'll take a break. We'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
My experience with McDonough District Hospital was amazing. I have a lot of allergies, complicated by nasal problems. And the procedure I had is Vive Air. Dr. Sparks was incredible.
The Vive Air procedure is a radiofrequency ablation procedure. She no longer has to do any medications to breathe, so she gets much more restful night's sleep. And a short little office procedure, and have somebody that feels like it's totally changed their life means the world.
It's a permanent improvement on the quality of your life.
And welcome back here to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, live from Southeastern High School in Augusta, Illinois. Chad Deary, what time do they close? I could use some food after this match tonight if it gets done in time. Probably at 8, though, and I won't be out of here by then. Timothy O'Dear, I apologize. It's spelled Kircy on my roster sheet here. I will try to get that correct the rest of the way. Wish you'd have told me that during the tournament last week when I said Kersey all week long. So I apologize to Megan. It's Megan Kirby. If you're not seeing the live chat, it's Megan Kirby, not Kersey. So I apologize for that. But we'll do our best to correct it from here on out. 25-11 in set number 1. Timothy, I take it you're related to Maddie in one way or another. I thought she played very, very well last week in the Lady Sons Classic, and she actually had my vote for all tournament team for whatever that's worth. Played a very, very good tournament, I felt like. So we get ready to go here with set number 2. Amanda Stevens walks back onto the floor. Gets a little high 10 action. I don't know that she'll play. They didn't need her a whole lot. Thank you, Timothy. I appreciate that. Greatly appreciate that. Well, you should be proud. I think she's a very good volleyball player. Like I said, I was very impressed with what she did last week. She did everything for that team last week, I felt like, and I called every one of their games. So, at any rate, it's going to be Lexi Window back to serve for set number 2 as we'll clear off set number 1 and get ready to go here. Savannah Ramsey was going to, I don't know, it looked like that was going out of bounds, but I'm not 100% certain. Lexi Window put a hand on it. And Savannah Ramsey is going to go back to serve. Morgan Wilcox checks in. Amanda Stevens is back on the bench, but as I said, is not in the lineup. Savannah Ramsey's first serve. It's the first serve of the game for the Suns. Out to Ella Archer, and she goes cross court and out of bounds, a hitting error. And Savannah Ramsey gets her first service point. Ramsey with the Suns up 2-0, even though the scoreboard is not keeping up tonight. Ella Tippy going to go to Wilcox. Middle to O'Dear. Off the net. They're calling a block, I guess. So Wilcox would get the block. Her first block. It's 3-0. Ramsey with her second service point. Archer, Window, middle to O'Dear, and that pass had Window backing up so fast that she just almost had to throw it at Maddie O'Dear, and Maddie couldn't do anything with it. She tried her best, couldn't get it over the net. Ramsey serves her third straight point. It's 4-0. Archer. Going to be a free ball coming across from Kirby, Megan Kirby. And there's a kill off of Tegan Riggs' hand, and it goes off the block of O'Dear and Archer. Window's going to come out again. It's 5-0 as Tegan Rigg gets the kill, her second. Fourth straight point for Savannah Ramsey. Archer sets to O'Dear, and Morgan Wilcox is going to get another block. So O'Dear drove it right into the block, and it landed inbounds on the Indian side of the floor. So it's 6-0 Suns. About 2 inches from the line, but it was in. Archer sets to O'Dear. O'Dear comes off the block, dug by Griswold. Stevens out to Tegan Rigg. She tips it across and down. Tegan Rigg gets another kill, her third. Ramsey gets her fifth straight point. I think that's sixth straight. That's 7-0. Tipped across by Archer. Kara Stevens back to Ella Tippy. Hard off the block of Steffen. It's dug up. Amanda Stevens to Wilcox. She tips it across. O'Dear sends it back across on a tip. Stevens back out to Rigg. Rigg hits it out, just barely out of bounds. Side out on the hitting error. Griswold on the serve, or on the serve receive. Williams sends it across. Griswold's there. And it Another error, and it's going to be a side out back to the Suns. 8-1's the score. Tegan Rigg back to serve now. Williams. It'll be Stevens on a bump set to Griswold down the line and inbounds right in the corner. Deep left corner. Griswold is going to get her 5th kill. Timeout on the floor, charge to the Indians. It's 9-1 Suns as Tegan Rigg gets her 8th service point. We'll take a break. We'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live in just about 15 seconds.
I feel honored for those patients who have chosen me as their provider to begin with. So when they come in, I definitely have to show them respect and try to take care of them the best way I can.
Welcome back to Augusta, Illinois, as the Suns playing host to the Payson-Seymour Indians. It's volleyball tonight from 4 schools. It's football and an ace for Tegan Rigg. Her 9th point, 3rd ace. It's football tomorrow night from 5 locations. That's right, 5 locations. Will be with the West Prairie, and another ace for Rigg as Hogenberg couldn't hold on to that one. 4th ace. Lexi Window comes back in now to replace her. And another ace on the touch. 3 straight aces for Tegan Rigg. 5th ace overall. So BPC plays West Prairie Southeastern tomorrow night. More passing problems. It's 13-1. That's at Scioto. We'll have that contest here. West Central is at Peoria Heights in 8-man football. We'll have that game tomorrow night. Macomb travels to Illini West. That game will be on TSSR Game Time Live. And A-Town plays Stark County. That game will be on TSSR Game Time Live as well. And that was a kill for Griswold and a point for Rigg. Griswold has 6 kills now. Punched across, and Ramsey got a hand on it, couldn't control it. It's 14-2 on the side out. And that is Maddie O'Dear going back to serve. And a service error. I'll be right back. Jalen Van Beck coming in to serve. Stefan was there. Tipped across by Williams and gets it to fall. Side out again. It's 15-3 after the side out. Williams gets her first kill. Unofficially, that's only the 3rd kill. There's an ace for Archer. First ace of the game as well. No, Lexi Window had one earlier. The start of set number 1. 15-4 now. Griswold, dug by Archer. Williams a bump set. Fessler's going to send a free ball across. Ramsey's there. Van Beck is setting this time, and that was Griswold dug up. Williams going to send it across. Ramsey's there. Van Beck, middle to Stevens. Dug up by Stefan. Van Beck, middle to Stevens again. Going to tip that one across, and it'll fall this time. Stevens will get her 3rd kill. Side out, Wilcox going back to serve. 16-4. Stefan trouble. Oh, good job by Archer to get there. Window He's going to push it across. Van Beck quick to Stevens. Down the line, dug by Archer. Bump set from window. Fessler sends a free ball across. Wilcox is there. Outside it goes to Griswold down the line, and she's going to get it. Oh, what a job by Fessler to get a hand on it. Great hustle, but can't get it to fall. Wilcox is going to get another service point, her 8th. Griswold will get the kill. Williams, Van Beck on the dig, so they're out of system of sorts here. It was a free ball. Archer sets to window. Van Beck out to Griswold. Cross court, hard dig. Archer comes right back to her off the ceiling. Williams sends a free ball across. Rigg, Van Beck, Stevens, an overpass. Stevens, Van Beck, Stevens. Left side Archer. Window at the net. Rigg dumps it. It's going to be Stevens dumping it across. Archer's going to push it back corner, and she found the hole. She saw it. That's senior play for you right there. As Ella Archer found the hole, she gets the kill. That'll be her 2nd. And going back to serve is going to be Megan Kirby. She's going to want to thank Tim. I don't know if you go by Tim or Timothy, but thank you for pointing out it was Kirby, not Kersey. Middle to Stevens. Down it goes. Another kill for Kara Stevens and a side out for the Suns. It's her 4th kill. Kenzie Griswold coming back to serve. And an ace for Griswold. It's her 3rd point, 1st ace. Timeout on the floor, charge to the Indians. It's 19-5 Suns. This match being brought to you by Western Illinois University. At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in because purple stands out. At WIU, there's limitless potential with campuses in Macomb, Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out. And Pond Plus. Pond Plus is proud to have served Macomb and the surrounding area for over 20 years, providing cash for most items of value. Pond Plus is the area's largest seller of used items, including firearms. They also provide on-site jewelry repair and are open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday. They have a great selection of jewelry, electronics, tools, and video games located at 324 West Jackson Street in Macomb between Erico and Taco Bell. And Griswold back to serve it up again. Fessler sends it across, and Stevens tips it down for a kill, her 5th. Another point for Griswold. Game also being brought to you by McDonough District Hospital Athletic Trainers and the MDH Rehabilitation Centers with locations in Bushnell and Macomb. They provide expert help to Spartan student athletes, Sun student athletes, and Bomber student athletes. And the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all athletic injuries. Learn more at mdh.org. McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring. And another hitting error, another point for Griswold, her 6th, and it's 21-5. Griswold, an ace. It's 23-5. Three aces. The Suns running away here. Fessler sends a free ball. Griswold's there. Van Beck to Kara Stevens. And a kill for Kara Stevens. Her 6th. And Griswold, her 9th service point. Trying for match point here. They thought it was going out. Fessler hit it at the last second. Steffen off the block, gets the kill. You couldn't see Coach describing how you were backing away instead of going to it. It's 24-6. There's 18 service points. They fought off one. Archer. Steffen's going to send a free ball across. Griswold's there. Van Beck to Tegan Rigg. Into the net, a hitting error. Fessler got the service point, her first. Arthur, Stevens, Rigg, into the net. 2 straight hitting errors for Rigg. Fessler 2 straight service points, 24-8. Rigg's going to push it across. Almost got the kill on just pushing across. Steffen is blocked, punched across. Van Beck out to Rigg. Rigg dug by Steffen. Archer back to Steffen. Rigg a one-arm dig. Pushed across by Stevens. O'Deer. Somebody was in the net. It was Maddie O'Deer. And that's how the match will end. 25-8. 25-11, 25-8. Suns get the win over the Payson-Seymour Indians. Some stats for you real quick here. We'll see if Coach Kerr wants to come up and talk or not. Leah Williams had 1 kill. Lexi Window had 2 points and an ace. Josie Fessler had 2 points. Ella Archer had 1 point, including an ace, and 2 kills. Maddie O'Deer had a service point and 1 kill, and that's the stats that I had for the Indians. For the Suns, we'll get Coach Kerr up here, I think, in a second. We'll go through the stats. So Savannah Ramsey, 6 service points and 1 kill. Ella Tippy had a service point. Morgan Wilcox had 8 service points and an ace. She also had 3 kills and 2 blocks. Tegan Rigg had 13 service points, 5 aces, 3 kills. Kinsey Griswold had 9 service points, make it 10 service points. Nope, 9. I was right the first time. 9 service points. 3 aces included in that and 7 kills. Kara Stevens did not have a service point, oddly enough, but she did have 6 kills. Amanda Stevens went out after the first play and was gone for much of the first set. She did sit on the bench the second set, but was not needed, so didn't get her put back in. We'll take a quick break. Coach Kerr's headed this way. We'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Right after this.
I chose MDH. We moved here, and I was researching different places that would allow me to VBAC, have a vaginal birth after C-section, and the doctors here do encourage that, and so I chose that after looking online, and I wouldn't want to deliver anywhere else because they all go above and beyond, and they're so kind and actually care about you.
Welcome back to Southeastern High School in Augusta, Illinois. Dwayne Hulett and Coach Tim Kerr alongside it. You know, I'm never going to come up to you and say, you know, I've talked to you a lot this last week or so. If there's nothing big happens, well, we won't. Don't bother coming up. Well, I don't know if anything big in the long term happened, but you got to see how you could play without Amanda Stevens tonight, didn't you?
Yeah, unfortunately we did. Was it like 2-0 or 2-1 or something? When
2-0. It was 2-0, I think.
2-0, and she came out. I could tell in that second ball that she even told her sister, "Don't set her," because I could just tell she was gimpy, and I could, you know, it's been obviously we've kind of preached that she's been real healthy this year, and it's about a week and a half ago she kind of started having some issues again, kind of starting to hurt some more, and so we hoped it would go away. And you know, obviously tonight, I don't know if she didn't get. She does a great job getting loose and doing her exercises and trying to get it warm, but for some reason it just wasn't working for her. And even in warm-ups, I thought she looked pretty good. She hits the balls well, and I thought she was fine. I didn't even think anything about it, and all of a sudden, you know, obviously I saw a lot of pain on her face, and so we shut her down for the day. So hopefully, you know, we've got a little bit of time off. We don't have anything this weekend, and you know, hopefully we can get her better. You know, she came back out and sat on the bench during the second set and said she felt better. She put some cream on it, and she said she felt a little bit better. But obviously it wasn't worth doing anything with her tonight. So hopefully it'll just be a little blip, and she'll be able to come back. We've got another pretty big week when you look at the week as a whole next week with our tournament at New Berlin. That's
right.
really good teams, state ranked teams, and really quality, 16 team tournament, and you've got 7 or 8 of them that are really quality teams there. So we were hoping to go in there healthy and see what we can do, but you never know. We have a long way still, and hopefully she'll be okay. And eventually, I assume we'll talk about the rest of the game tonight. And our girls really stepped up and did a good job without her for sure.
Yeah, that's one of the things we've talked about in the past. When somebody's injured or you don't play them as much or they're playing different, you get to see what the other teammates can do.
Right.
And I think that you guys showed that tonight. Kenzie Griswold, when Amanda went out, it was instantaneous. It felt like that Kenzie Griswold stepped up.
Yeah, I agree. It just happened our rotation were just right so that Kenzie would be able to be our number one attacker, and she did a good job. And, we didn't really know what we were going to do with the setting position. And we just kind of, Kara obviously set when she was in the back row like normal, but when she got in the front row, we weren't sure what to do. And we kind of
You made me sound like an idiot, by the way.
Why is that?
Well, because when you didn't put Van Beck in for Wilcox, I thought sure you were going to have Van Beck set in that first set.
Yeah, well.
And then she didn't. I'm like, well, shows how much I know. But she did set in the second.
She did set in the second, yeah.
So I feel a little bit better about that.
You should have sent a dove out to me that first set because I was kind of just scrambling, and Savannah's done some setting in her life, and she does a good job of secondary setting, and she did a good job tonight too. So I don't know, if we had to play like this for an extended period of time, I'm not sure what we would do. Jalen does a great job as a JV setter, and she did a good job tonight. Finding Kara, and that worked out pretty well. Either way, and the bottom line for me, from my perspective, is just so much versatility out there. All of a sudden,
you suddenly. Okay, I'm not saying you're the same, but one of the things that you've said to me is, you saw Macomb? First time I came here, you asked me if I'd seen Macomb yet, and they're so balanced.
Yeah.
You guys.
Yeah,
look just like that with Amanda Stevens on the floor. It's suddenly 6 kills for Kara Stevens, 7 kills for Kenzie Griswold, 3 kills for Tegan Rigg, 3 kills for Morgan Wilcox.
Yeah.
I mean, suddenly, it's balanced and nobody knows where to look.
Right. True story. Yeah, and that's that's just something where, you take it. You take for granted that Amanda's going to get a bunch of balls, and she does, and she should when she's on the floor. But like you said, when she's not, all of a sudden it's kind of more of a free for all, and it's not such a the pecking order needs to be reestablished. And, it's definitely more of a scattered attack, and for a lot of reasons. And even Savannah got a couple balls on the backside, and Ella Tippy came in for her first varsity action ever
and got a kill
and did a really good job.
Or a point, I guess.
Also had another nice swing or two that maybe got blocked, but she kept balls in play, and she's a really good athlete. She's going to be good for us down the line in the program, and she needs to learn the game a little bit more. But she's a good athlete, and it was nice to see her out there and handling herself pretty nicely for sure.
Well, I noticed in the JV contest she was really laying into some balls more so tonight than I saw on Monday night. I felt like.
So she's coming out of that 8th grade class from last year. She really is, very, 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 very athletic and very talented, and she's someone who, to me, she needs to learn how to play the game a little bit more, as do probably most freshmen in high school. But just needs experience. And in junior high she played middle because she was such a good jumper, and obviously the net goes up 4 inches for her, and then all of a sudden it's not quite as easy. So I think Coach and I talked about it a little bit, and we feel like her position long term is on the left side, and so even though she might be more effective in the middle right now, I think eventually she'll be on the left side, and I think letting her play there and kind of learn the position at this level, even though she's maybe struggled a little bit at times, I think it's going to do her good in the long run and do us good in the long run. And she really tonight, I felt like you said, really did a good job. She's starting to kind of control a little bit better, and she's so strong, and she wants to hit the ball so hard, and she recognizes that at 5'5", whatever she is, you can't always do that because it's either going to go into the net or into the wall. And she really showed good restraint and good patience and good discipline, I thought, tonight at the JV game, and that kind of carried over in the varsity game as well.
We talked about balance hitting, but sometimes when a star player leaves a game, you know, this backup quarterback comes in and everybody rallies around and they do great things, or what. So there's some of that stuff that happens, but the thing I noticed is that literally the serving seemed better. Now it could have had something to do with serve receive, obviously, but you know, I had Tegan for 13 service points, including 5 aces. I had Kinsey Griswold for 9 service points and 3 aces, and then Savannah Ramsey had 6 service points. And Morgan Wilcox, who we haven't talked about yet, had 8 service points, an ace, and 3 kills and 3 blocks, or 2 blocks.
Yeah, I know. Morgan's really someone who's came a long way from last year and 2 years ago. She's really done a good job getting herself to become a pretty good volleyball player, you know, and I look forward to see what she could do. You know, she's someone who just works so hard and has been able to really do that. You know, she does, you know, we like to play the JV game, and she a lot of times is the best player on the floor in the JV game. And so, you know, tonight it's nice to see that translate into varsity success as well. And, you know, I think you're right, though. The serving was really good. And for whatever reason, and, you know, I think some of that is we've been so successful that I think sometimes we go through the motions and we don't really you know, and maybe that's a fault of mine, is maybe I let him do that and I shouldn't. But you know, there's a certain you know, not really playing to the level of your competition. I don't mean that, but I just mean certain, just being able to kind of just
relax,
cruising a little bit. And that's something that, you know, we've done. You know, last night against was it last night we played Monmouth?
Wednesday.
Yeah.
That was Wednesday. Yeah, last night.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've lost track of the days.
It was Tuesday night. It was Tuesday night. We played Monmouth United, and we won the first set pretty easily. In the second set, we found ourselves down 7-4, and that's a good program over there. And they got some kids that can do some things. And we're down 7-4, and I called a timeout, and I just said, you know what, this is not going to work tonight because these guys are too good for us to go through the motions. And the next thing I know, we're going on a 14-1 run, and we end up winning like 25-12 after we were down 7-4. So that's just another situation where, you know, our girls were able to turn it on when it needed to be. And I thought tonight was the same thing. You know, they knew that things weren't exactly going to be smooth maybe, and they knew that we had to pick up our game and our intensity. And I think some of the good serving and some of the, you know, you saw some enthusiasm out there that maybe you do see, maybe you don't see with Amanda on the floor. But I thought that all the girls really picked up and did a good job, and it was really nice to see them. And hopefully, you know, like Coach Shuley and I just talked about right before we came up here, was just, you know, those kids who had that success tonight and had that intensity and kind of had that go-get-it desire tonight, you put that with Amanda back on the floor, and, you know, you
become a really good volleyball team, right?
For sure.
We've talked about Savannah and how she hides kind of in the shadows sometimes because she's just not that. But she just proved again tonight, you know, and you talked about her setting, but she just proved again tonight how valuable she is to this team, didn't she?
Yeah, no question. You know, she just does everything for us. You know, she does it.
Even sets
when we need her to, and you know, she's such a stable force back there in the back row playing defense for us. And it was funny, one of the points tonight, they hit a ball up to the ceiling, and I look up, and she's directing traffic back there, and all of a sudden the ball just jumps into her arms, and she doesn't get it. And I was teasing her about, why don't you worry about yourself, not everybody else. But you know, that's what she does. You know, she does a good job directing traffic back there and kind of helping, helping, especially in this case, the younger kids and the kids that maybe weren't playing in the position that they normally play. And sometimes I guess tonight she did a little bit more of that than usual. But really went back and served the ball well and had a couple of attacks. And you know, again, she's someone who's playing on about one and a half wheels too, because she's her needs are issues for her too. And you know, we've talked about this before, but it's been nice to have her. You know, I looked out there on the floor and I'm thinking, okay, this is what we look like next year, and all of a sudden I see Savannah doing a whole bunch of really nice things for us too. So well, not exactly, is it? So we still have another hole to fill when she's off the floor too. But
you know, the other thing before I let you go, I think we've talked about everybody, but we didn't really talk about Tegan. Her serving tonight was phenomenal. She hit some balls well too.
Yeah, she does. Tegan's a really good volleyball player, and she just lacks a little bit of confidence at times. And you know, she's playing fourth or fifth fiddle a lot of times as an attacker for us. And you saw tonight when she realizes that she's, you know, like I said, the pecking order is up. She's up a little higher now because of Amanda not being on the floor. And you know, we put her with Amanda by design. You know, we want Amanda to have more balls than Tegan do. That's obvious. You know, and so
but it doesn't really matter who's out there, right?
No, yeah, correct. But because of that, you know, you kind of pair Kara and Kinsey up 2 out of 3 times, and you pair Tegan up with Amanda 2 out of 3 times. And because of that, her number of attacks are not going to be, as plentiful as maybe she wants. But she really is a nice player, has really good instincts, and is a nice defensive player for us. I kind of told her at the beginning of the year that, if we're going to have the type of year we had 3 years ago when we went to state, you're going to have to be like a Summer Ramsey. Summer's a great defensive player, and she was kind of undersized, but did a pretty good job of a hitter and a good kind of a leader for us. And stepping into that role, she does a good job defensively for us, and she has a great serve. She's a really, really good softball player, and she'll be a college softball player one day. And that right arm that she has is pretty special. She can throw the ball really hard, and she plays a good third base and can whip it from the hot corner. And you can see that in her serves, because she really does. And she's someone who has to really tame her arm swing down a lot, because she has so much power that she could put a hole in the opposite wall if she wanted to. So, today, she kind of got on top of it and got some top spin on some balls, and we really work on her really hard, trying to make good contact with the ball and her serving, but then also keeping the ball. We try to tell her to keep the ball underneath the height of the antenna, and then she's going to be fine. So sometimes when she gets a little higher than that, or if she floats it goes out on her. But tonight, you're right, she did a really good job, and they didn't have too many answers for her back there.
You watched Payson all week last week. You watched Liberty all week last week. Is you happy to have this break now to kind of relax a little bit? I mean, outside of the fact that you'd like to rest Amanda, but
yeah.
I mean, the break just to coach up a little bit is probably nice, isn't it?
No question. And that's something. Last night was our first practice in like a week and a half, and that was something I thought we spent probably a good 45 minutes just on free ball offense, and we were able to, kind of tweak a few things. You saw actually some of the things we worked on last night became even more important because Amanda wasn't there. So, we worked a lot on, getting the ball to Kinsey we called a 5 set, and then the same thing with Tegan, and then on the backside we ran a few quick things on the backside with Morgan and Savannah, and we got to see those a couple times tonight. So it was good to have that. But yeah, there's no question. We feel like get over our tournament, and then to me, every game this week is a trap game where if you come out and don't play well because you're tired, or because the emotion is not quite there, because it's not maybe doesn't have the same gravity as our tournament, then you don't know what's going to happen. And obviously we had the hoopla the other night with the 700th win. So that was
what's the
something
big deal about that?
Yeah, right. So I just kind of felt I felt good tonight about this one coming in though, because I just felt like we got the Liberty game out of the way, we got Monmouth United out of the way, and I felt like tonight we were for sure going to be the better team. And I even obviously the way it turned out, it wasn't the way we wanted to without Amanda, but I felt like that we were going to be I felt pretty confident about tonight coming in, and that's usually not the case with me, but this time I felt pretty good about it. And I thought, I don't know what happened those first 2 points. Those were horrible.
Yeah,
but
it didn't go the way you wanted.
No, not really. Let 2 balls drop and don't even go for it. Yeah, that's a great start, guys.
Just make it interesting.
Yeah, exactly. But no, there's no question. The next, however many. I mean, we got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. With just maybe not much going on, and being able to rest Amanda is so important. But also just kind of being able to rest us as well. And that's one of the things that. I think that we do a really good job of is making sure that our kids, this is going to sound stupid, but don't get too much volleyball. I feel like, we don't practice very long, and, there'll be times where we're not practicing over the weekend. And, sometimes I think the burnout's a real thing. It's, you get to the end of the season and you haven't just gone crazy with 2.5-hour practices and
right.
seeing each other every day. And, I like the idea of just letting them leave with wanting more versus being,
right.
oh my gosh, the last 20 minutes of practice was so horrible and stuff. So,
well, it's kind of when you're planning on playing longer, that's part of it too. I mean, burnout becomes worse the longer you play, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no question. And so I think that's something that we've done a really good job of. And, sometimes it's funny because you can imagine that, when I cut practice short, Amanda's like, oh, come on, we're supposed to go till 5, and it's only 10 till, so let's keep going. I'm like, we're done. We've had a good hour and 15 minutes. Or let's go home. So leaving them wanting more versus having just.
God, can't we be done already?
Yeah, exactly. I think there's something to be said about that. Over the course of a year, of a whole season, and I feel like that's been some of our success for sure.
Do you think the so many games in a row just a little rest might be what the doctor ordered for Amanda? Is that what you're hoping at least?
Yeah, I hope so. And I think, and she'll tell you this too. I think she panicked a little bit, to be honest with you. She even said that. She said, "I just need to relax." Now that I kind of got back there and I kind of relaxed a little bit, it feels better because obviously
she don't want the same thing to go on again.
Absolutely, and she's got big things planned for this year, big things planned beyond this year, and I think it scared her, and why wouldn't it? It's a real deal. I mean, she got shut down last year for a whole, for a third of a year, and because of that, I think she kind of panicked, and hopefully she got back there and felt a little bit better about herself, and like you said, the 3, 4, 5 days off, and we'll kind of see how it looks. We may set her again for a couple more games next week. So obviously,
or if you get this kind of a production out of the hitters,
yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's kind of what you saw last year with her setting too, because Abigail Schaefer stepped up and hit. And
absolutely.
So I mean, it's not always. We've talked about this. It's not always a bad thing to have your best player not doing what your best player does best.
Right, for sure. Yeah, and you can definitely make a case. I mean, this is the textbook example of that tonight. All of a sudden, other kids have bigger responsibilities and they take a bigger role and they thrive in those roles, and that's a good situation for them for sure. And hopefully, ultimately down the line, it'll be a good situation for us as a team.
Character and confidence building is always a good thing, isn't it?
That's nicely done. Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Well, Coach, thanks for taking a few minutes here and talking. I appreciate it.
Okay.
I think we're about the only ones left in the gym.
It seems like we are, aren't we?
Does that mean we talked too long?
I've been told that a few times before.
I'm guessing Jenny is up there wishing we would stop talking so she could turn the camera off. She shakes her head yes.
I've been known to talk too long myself. So
that's bad when you get the two of us together.
I know.
So, all right, Coach,
fun,
thank you very much. We'll talk to you later.
Take care.
So Coach Kerr talking to us for a few minutes. That'll do it from Southeastern High School in Augusta, 25-11, 25-8. The Suns get a win over Payson-Seymour. 5 football games tomorrow night, I think. I lost track, but there's a bunch of them. Macomb is on there. West Central's on there. West Prairie, BPC, Abington, Avon, and West Hancock all have football games tomorrow night. Thanks for joining us here for volleyball. We'll talk to you again very soon. You've been watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.